Graziano had a nice step behind, though, pulled down on the arm and step behind deep. I think that's just a freshman thing. Clavel's a little still not ready for that last 25 or 30 seconds, and they'll have to be very intense in that period of time. He'll be there.
Macko is out there.
The other way around, fellas. Red on red, green on green.
Mieras wrestling for Lehigh, and his opponent is Jack Macko from Parma, Ohio. Macko was a wild card in the NCAA tournament last year and is an all-Ivy wrestler.
Work it in,
at 134.
He placed fourth last year, Sheldon, was the coach's, one of the two wild cards at the Easterns that the coaches picked to go to the National. He's the one with the mask on. Buzz Mieras out of Indiana.
Work it in, let's go.
5-2 team score.
Stay in here and go shots, fellas. Let's go. In here and go shot. The other way.
Mieras wrestling in Epperly's spot, what would normally be Epperly's spot.
Yes, Epperly actually will be out for some time, as Shell knows. He's got himself in crutches with a hard cast on his ankle as a result of popping a ligament in his ankle.
And he will be out until
work it in.
mid-January, approximately 5 weeks.
Mieras in on a single, but a whizzer put in there by Macko.
Off they go.
I think he hurt his knee as he came off the mat, his left knee.
Give me 30 seconds in every 10. Okay.
Cornell manager, team trainer, has been here for so many years, and I apologize for suddenly forgetting his name, but he's quite a guy. He's been with that team as long as Andy Knoll has been. Lehigh has a new trainer, actually sports trainer. Jack Foley is here tonight, and along with the team doctor, Dr. Diorio. So we got the full complement along with the assistant coaches, the head coach, the whole crew sitting up there in the front row.
Jack Foley was a trainer at Delaware Valley College in Doylestown. It's a class operation, a great trainer, and a nice acquisition for Lehigh.
It certainly is. I have not met the gentleman. I intend to. I'll walk up to him limping, and maybe he can take care of my golf swing. There's a nice ankle pick counter by Macko, and he gets the takedown.
You need a magician to take care of your golf swing, Larry.
1:30 left.
Neutral. Get in.
2-1 on the takedown by Macko and the escape. We can take a look at that
well, watch
takedown.
If you're looking, watch for the cross arm pick. Now, it looks like Lehigh wrestler has a good advantage here, but there goes that ankle. See the right hand? He says, come here, give me that little thing. Anytime you see an ankle near your hand, pick it up. Good combination. Two to one to score.
Work it in.
I think we commented, Larry, on the fact that Lehigh had wrestled one match against Wilkes, and you had mentioned the Sheridan tournament about the disaster that befell John Reese in the Navy match. He had the Navy match just about won, gave up a decision and then a fall in the last bout, and Navy ended up winning that after Wilkes looked like they were going to beat Navy, which hadn't happened in a long time.
The irony in the last bout was it occurred in the third period, and Wilkes wrestler was ahead. That's the kind that really hurt.
Up, let's go.
2-1. Macko. Cornell out in front. Riding time not a factor. 45 seconds to go in the period. Cornell leads Lehigh 5-2 here at 134.
Macko was a highly recruited wrestler in high school. He was Ohio State champion, and
let's go. Let's work.
A lot of people after him. He's not a fish.
No, they've got their strength in the first three weights, and I don't know who they're going to bring out at 42. Now we have Macko nailed for stalling, and there's Andy Knowles shaking his head yes. He says, what'd you expect?
There's a new spirit of honesty among the wrestling coaches.
There's a hook, and it might be beneficial, and it was. A tight waist combination. Pete Yazzo cheering that move on.
Watch how you use it. Don't come this way with it.
Gives Lehigh the lead now, 3-2.
Let's work.
Buzz Mieras, freshman.
And We'll take a look at that takedown maneuver, Larry.
Well, watch him slip both hands around the waist. Then you go for a hip lock. Now you lift and just throw him right over.
Down, Cornell, second
It's really a
period.
body throw.
Let's go.
He tried to clear the mat with the hip, then with a leg trip, and then elected to lift and clear the mat. And the caution that you must exercise is that you must bring your opponent to the mat safely. And he called for a slam, but he brought him down safely.
Cornell leading in the match, 5-2. Escape Macko. We're even at 3. Jack is a double letterman. St. Edward High School, Palmer, Ohio.
Up. Let's go. Let's go. Let's work.
.25 left. There was an injury to Lehigh this time. He got
looked like a poke in the eye.
Would
hold things up momentarily.
West Central Pennsylvania, when you say a poke, you mean what you call a bag here, a shopping bag. So a poke in the eye out there would be a peculiar term.
yeah, that's legal. No, I am. Yeah,
just
it's
there you see the Lehigh trainer I was referred to, Jack Foley. Not there. That's the Cornell contingent. Andy Noel on the left.
Now, when you do have an injury timeout, the other coach can
Gentleman
coach
with the
his
red
wrestler.
tie, with caught up with Coach Turner.
Coach of the wrestler calling the injury timeout cannot coach his wrestler.
Macko diving in, countered by mieras.
I have to tell you, Larry, it's tough to wrestle a guy that's got a face mask. Mieras keeps banging up against it, and that going for the headlock, but they're out of bounds, and no one will get anything.
Watch it.
You can see Mieras is grimacing every time he bangs against that face mask. All right, it's got to be a disadvantage for the guy that's not wearing it.
Well, it's like wrestling a grasshopper. You got to look at it. What you do is you don't look at it.
Work it in.
If you remember from the days when I used to wrestle, you very seldom look at the eyes. You kind of keep your concentration on the feet.
It's like being married to an ugly man.
42 seconds left.
During Marvin's college wrestling career, he was accused of wearing a face mask, and he really never did. 35 seconds to go. 3-3.
Oh. Mieras spells that name M-I-E-R-A-S.
Up, hold it. Let's go.
There was another lightweight wrestler years ago. You may remember C.J. Mieras. M-E-A-R-S at WrestleMania.
Cornell stalled, but follows up with a nice ankle pick again. Just swept that ankle nicely. With 11 seconds left, if we don't improve the situation, it's a stalemate.
Let's go.
It was an odd call. The instant after the stalling call, I think Macko had already initiated the move for the takedown when Giese called him.
What he did is he intentionally backed up to get Lehigh wrestler to come toward him, and as he did, he backed into him.
No escape. We'll take a look at Macko's takedown.
Are you okay?
See, he's backing out, and then he dives back in. Again, we have timeout. Foot injury. They're going to tape some more. 5-4 on the board. Buzz Mieras, his first name is Spencer.
50.
Goes by Buzz, out of Evansville. Wrestled at Mater D High School.
Pronounced M-A-T-E-R-D-E-I. Maybe Mater died.
I like Mater D.
I know you do.
I kind of get a kick out of the Cornell roster. They're limiting the Ivy freshman football teams to, I think it's 50 or 45. And I think they have more than that on the wrestling roster at Cornell.
Well, I think what he's doing is getting a football team in shape out here.
One, neutral. Work it in, work it in.
I count 53 men on the wrestling roster for Cornell. You ought to be able to pull 10 good ones out of that, Mark.
Okay, this is really a tie. There's 20 seconds for one wrestler, 22 seconds for the other on the board, and they both have 5 points. So with 1:32 left,
Work.
anybody's battle. We've had the series of warnings for stalling, and that could mean something.
Go.
5-2 lead for Cornell with 1 minute and 24 seconds to go. We're all even at 5-5. Key bout for Lehigh.
Macko, if you recall, was warned for stalling, so defensive mode by Mieras would put pressure on Macko not to back up.
Let's go, let's work.
And it's always a great offense as you start putting on the histrionics and make like you're looking. A lot of referees buy that.
Up. Center, let's go.
Macko took a backward step right off the face last time. And a lot of times in high schools, you know, they'll hit you for that. I wonder if he steps back. I didn't this time.
Well, he's standing his ground so far.
Neither wrestler doing much.
45 seconds left. Now
Stalling
he's
on
stalling
Lehigh.
Lehigh.
So now the next stalling call, if there is one in the next half a minute, will result in a point that could very well affect the match, even though notwithstanding that rule you mentioned, Larry, of not doing that unless it was absolutely necessary. Officials have been literally, it was listed right in the NCAA guide to try not to do that this year.
Well, they didn't put it in as a rule. They put it in as a position statement. And there's Cornell in on a deep single, but no takedown so far. Macko working to get the takedown, but Mieras fighting it off. And Mieras now countering with a whizzer. Trying to go around on a shrug. Near the edge of the mat, and they cross the line with 6 seconds to go.
Mieras did a nice job of spinning around and facing him up there to neutralize that.
Well, let's see, 6 more seconds. We'll see if Mieras can hang on here and get a tie out of this, and that's got to be something of a surprise, Larry, the fact that Mieras was able to earn a 5-5 tie against a more experienced wrestler. With the second consecutive 5-5 tie, the score is now Cornell 7, Lehigh 4. We'll be back in a moment with more wrestling. Stay with us.